I argue with an Olympian sprinter because of this. A couple days ago, I posted a video on my Instagram talking about what you should do in the off-season to get faster. The post went kind of viral, and then an Olympian sprinter commented on that post. We argued for a little bit, and then I thought, why not make my first YouTube video talking about it? So here we are. Now let's first talk about what you should not do in the off-season. You should not try to work on your speed endurance, building an aerobic base, doing a lot of technical work, sub-maximal sprints, and a long etc. If your goal is to get faster, what makes you think that'll help you? Because if we dive deep into the science of sprinting, we can clearly see that sprint speed is determined by how much force you can apply into the ground vertically in a very short amount of time, which is usually less than 0.1 seconds. Also, if we look at what legendary coaches have said in the past, there are two quotes that really stand out to me. The first one is from Charlie Francis, who said, "It is much easier to gain endurance having maximum speed than the other way around." The other one is from Clyde Hart, who said, "The main reason we are seeing more of the sprinter type succeed in the 400 meters today is largely due to the fact that we're able to develop stamina and endurance more effectively than we can increase the sprinting abilities of the middle distance runner." What really makes this a great quote to me is the fact that he coached sprinters in a very different way than the way I recommend. But in the end, what both these quotes try to say is that maximum speed is very hard to train and improve, while endurance, or speed endurance for the sake of this video, is much easier. So now you might be wondering, what should I do? Well, the off-season is for developing critical qualities for sprinting, such as strength, power, rate of force development, elasticity, and of course speed and long etc. as well. If we talk about the sprinting part of the equation, you should not be doing reps longer than 60 meters or longer than the distance that involves a speed decay after reaching maximum velocity. Longer distances not only interfere with the recovery between sprinting days, it also interferes with the adaptations necessary to get faster. Besides, why would you want to add another 120 meter rep if you could have done 1 or 2 60 meters, for instance? Why should you do it then? Well, getting back to the research we talked about before, sprint speed is determined by how much force you can apply in less than 0.1 seconds. So there's no logic in thinking you will develop those qualities by sprinting at slow paces for incredibly long distances. In fact, in order to cause the adaptations necessary to get faster, you have to sprint at 95% intensity or more. So why is this even a debate? I think it comes from the old school mindset that speed cannot be developed, when in reality, speed is just a skill and can be taught and developed just like any other skill such as strength, power, or any other skill you can think of. It's just them who don't know how to develop speed. Another reason I think this is a debate comes from the coaches who use a long to short approach and claim it is better for peaking. Now, what is a long to short approach? A long to short approach is when you start off in the off season with long distances at slow paces. Maybe you're doing 300s, 400s, and 500 meter reps at 70%. And as the season approaches, you start building up intensity and you start doing shorter reps. Maybe you end up doing 80 meter reps or 100 meter reps instead of those 300 meter reps at 70%. A short to long approach would be the contrary. You start the off season with short distances and a very high intensity, and you start building up on those distances without lowering the intensity. Now, getting back to this long to short approach, of course you'll have a peak, but that's not because you've built an aerobic base in the off season. It's because you started introducing speed work. Besides, if peaking means performing at your best when it matters the most, what makes you think that is your true best if you have neglected speed almost all year? Now you might be wondering, what should I do then? You have to work on those important qualities, speed, power, strength, elasticity, blah, 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 year round. Of course, sometimes there will be a progression, sometimes you will focus more on one quality than in the rest, but that's a start. And then 3 to 4 weeks prior to your first meeting, you'll start adding speed endurance. Maybe you do some 80 meter reps, some 100 meter reps. If you're going to run the 200 meter dash, you will maybe do some 120, 150 meter reps. But with that said, if programming just for a month or even a week, I would say, is tough, doing the same but having in mind the bigger picture is a whole different story and takes years to figure everything out. And let's be honest, you have only one shot in your athletic career, and once it's over, you cannot go back in time. That's why I offer custom programs and online coaching so that you can save yourself time, have the best training possible, and get faster like never before. If you're interested, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll be waiting for you guys. Thank you for watching and see you soon.